Hello, and welcome to another pop quiz episode of We Only Look Thin. I am Katherine Weigel. I am one of your hosts. I am a Tiny Habit certified coach, a Thrive Global certified coach. I've lost over 100 pounds and kept it off for over 7 years. And with me today is ill-prepared
Donald Weigel. And I am so ill-prepared, I don't even remember who I am or what we're doing. I'm the host of this show, one of the hosts of this show. I've been here for 7 years, and I've lost 100 pounds, and apparently I'm very ill-prepared.
Well, I'm
here to talk about it.
It's a pop quiz, everybody.
Pop quiz hotshot.
Pop quiz hotshot. Hello. The pop quiz question. First question is, what did we talk about last week?
We talked about mostly Mark Harmon and the movie Summer School.
Exactly.
That is mostly what it was.
That is what I took away from that episode.
Yeah.
I am pop quizzing everyone who is listening right now. Are you listening, everybody? Pop quiz for you. Haha. That's the surprise. What did we talk about? This is a question I'm asking you, Donald. Don't answer. What did we talk about? And what did you learn from it? And what was your homework assignment? And did you turn in your homework assignment? Haha. Answer those questions immediately. I will not repeat them. That's what a pop quiz is.
You are a harsh teacher.
Look, I think quite often, and I am also included in this this group, is I get information.
Yeah.
I think it's great information.
Yeah.
And then I immediately do something else and forget all of the information. And I'm very good at being like, I heard something really inspiring last week.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was, but I have this feeling in my heart that it stuck with me, and I don't know what it was.
Well, I'll be listening to a really good audiobook, and I'll get fired up, and then I will, a week later, I'll be like, now what was the thing that I was supposed to do in this situation?
Well, I think really often we hear something and we convince ourselves, like, how could I ever forget this? It's so impactful for me.
It's totally
and I'll never
true.
forget it.
Yeah.
And we imagine, for some reason, that we are just encyclopedic on all the knowledge that we have, and we're never going to forget anything. But not only does repetition build knowledge and retention.
Yeah.
But also pop quizzes. But pop quizzes teach us that we are not as good as we think we are. And it is a reminder to knock us down a peg.
That sounds good? Question mark.
No, but I think when we are challenged to recall things, it reminds us that we're always under the microscope of being graded on our habits. No, I'm sorry. That's not it at all.
Wow, this is taking a very not like us turn.
Well, I think I fall victim to thinking that I'm not going to forget things and I'm going to retain it, but it takes us many times and many lessons to remind ourselves of the habits that we want to have and the way we want to live our lives. And last week, I'll let you off the hook, everybody. Last week, we talked about the first 5 Gretchen Rubin loopholes for summer.
Yeah.
And we asked you to consider which ones you tend to invoke and maybe pay attention to them and how you can be more accountable to yourself so you can make the grade, I think, or head of the class.
Head of the class
there.
With Howard Hessman.
Yeah, that was a good show.
TV show. I liked it back in the day. But, and just as a reminder, a loophole is a lie that we tell ourselves that we use as an excuse to not do a behavior or a habit that we say that we want to do. I want to stick to my diet and exercise plan. Well, I'm going to lie myself out of having to do that. I'm going to invoke these loopholes and get myself out of doing it.
But I think so often, again, wording matters. We don't say lie because that's aggressive, man. We can't say that. That's too much. So we justify. We make, we make gentle excuses, justifications for why we do things. But in the end, what we're really doing is sabotaging our efforts and then acting surprised when we don't pass the class, when we're up on the scale, where we feel like we are like, I've been trying to lose weight all year and it hasn't happened. It's because we keep invoking loopholes that justify stepping aside from our habits and then digging ourselves deeper into a summer slump.
Yeah, and the reason I like to say lie is because it really was a huge step for me when I realized that I was lying to myself. Because look, you don't want to lie to somebody that you care about, and hopefully you care about yourself. I care about myself, so if I realize I'm lying to myself, it makes it much harder for me to go through with whatever the loophole I'm invoking is.
Yep, and if I have learned anything about myself, it is that I am a lying liar who lies.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it holds me accountable to my actions instead of blaming circumstances, summer, activities, other people. No one is going to take accountability for us. We have the opportunity to do it for ourselves. And so on this episode, we will be finishing out the final 5 Gretchen Rubin loopholes for summer. So we will get started forthwith.
Thusly.
Okay, so the responsibility for you, dear listener, is think about the loopholes. Which ones do you see in yourself? And what steps can you take to address them and stop lying to yourself? Stop doing it. So, okay, number 1 is the "this doesn't count" loophole. You're a unique who celebrates Father's Day? Who celebrates 4th of July? It's just one day. It doesn't count. Oh, this meal doesn't count. This choice doesn't count. It's my birthday. It doesn't count. It's a beautiful night. It doesn't count. When we say it doesn't count, we act like there's some pause button on life.
Right.
These calories don't count. Oh, like when we say those things to ourselves, we really start believing it. As much of a joke as it is, we are just avoiding the fact that every single investment in our health does count.
Yeah, it's like as if there was some magical fairness fairy who could wave a magic wand and suddenly oh, he's right. It's the 4th of July. These calories shouldn't count. Bring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that was pretty intense.
Thank you.
But it's like if you are taking a class and your professor says, "I'm going to drop your lowest grade." Like there's no dropping the lowest grade of your habit.
That's right.
During the summer.
Yeah, well, we're gonna drop that pizza I ate off of my the calories. Like it doesn't work like that.
Well, and it's never one thing that's the issue. It is the pattern of this doesn't count. Today, it's the pizza that doesn't count. Tomorrow, it's skipping your workout. The next day, it's not logging. And habit after habit, omission after omission, we then are frustrated that we're stuck on the scale, that we're not, reaching the goals that we say we have. Because every exception really does add up. And again, I think when it's a moving target of well, I don't eat pizza all the time. Well, it's all it's just one barbecue. Oh, well, it's just one beer.
Yeah.
When the subject changes, we think it doesn't matter. But when the calories all add up, suddenly, why am I up on the scale 3 pounds? It was just one night of pizza. It was just one pizza. It was just one, thing that I didn't track. Habit after habit, it adds up against us. And then we act like victims and we act surprised that we're not hitting our goals.
And that leads us wonderfully right into the next one, which is the questionable assumption loophole.
Oh, this is a big one. I've got lots to say on it. I know it's yours, but I have lots to say.
And the questionable assumption is you say things to yourself like, I haven't worked out all month. What's the point now? Or, I ate this unplanned treat today already and it's noon. Why should I bother sticking to my plan for the rest of the day?
Right. And that's like the friend that you hang out with. Maybe it's like the burnout who doesn't actually want to go to school, who just sells cigarettes behind the bleachers.
Right.
Like that part of you that just wants to quit and then kind of blame society, man. Why bother? And the question, we don't answer the question. Well, why should I bother? What will happen if you go down this path? And what will happen if you break that habit, if you pause that and actually stick to your habits? We don't go deeper and ask why.
Yeah, and this is sort of the idea of Just imagine that, and we talked a little bit about this last episode. Just imagine that you are up to your waist in quicksand, and you're slowly sinking, and you say to yourself, well, I'm already halfway in. I don't think I'll bother trying to get out of this quicksand until I'm really up to my chin, because then it'll really count. Then it'll really matter that I get out of this quicksand. Why don't you try and get out of the quicksand while you're only halfway in, so that it's not that much harder later? Out. Yeah.
So here are some additional questionable assumptions. And a lot of this is just sort of the rationalizations that we make, or the, like, no, white after Labor Day. Like, all right, I guess I can't wear white after Labor Day. So again, here are a few. If I indulge now, I'll get it out of my system. Ha 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 ha. That has never happened.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I need to get the value out of this buffet. It's an all-inclusive resort or dinner or party. Like, I better,
I'd be foolish not to eat all that I possibly could.
Right. And this is a big one on the exercise side for me. I actually find myself doing this. I can't go swimming. I already did my hair. Like, I already did that. I can't go hiking because I'm getting a pedicure, and I don't want to ruin the pedicure.
I invoke that all the time.
I'll wait. Sorry. I'll wait until I'm in the mood to track. I'll wait until I'm in the mood to work out.
Oh my goodness,
Imagining this future version of yourself that has gotten everything out of their system. Oh boy, I'll never have to do that again because I'm definitely forever going to do that. That's not how life works. We become the people we want to be by doing the things that person does. Our health doesn't happen by accident. And a lot of times when we see people who are naturally gifted, naturally thin, naturally athletic, we assume that there's some sort of motivation bus that they're on that comes on a regular interval that just makes it happen.
Yeah.
And we confuse their just natural talent or natural gifts for something that we're magically going to have. Habits are effortful. And I think kind of going back to the summer school analogy of it's not fair. I've got to go to school in summer. This is my life. And if I don't start taking accountability for my choices and my actions, I'm not magically just going to by osmosis learn how to do this. That's not being next to a school doesn't make you educated.
That's right.
Actually doing the work does.
Yeah, I used to wish I could just fall asleep on my textbooks and, with them under my pillow and then absorb all of the information, but it never worked.
It must be nice. Okay, so the next one is, and this is, I'm so giving. I'm so giving.
No, you're such a good person.
My concern for others.
Oh.
The concern for others loophole. If I make this healthy, my family will feel bad. It won't be fun.
If I don't drink at this gathering, it's going to make everyone else there uncomfortable when they're drinking. So I guess I need to do it.
Right. It would be rude not to bring the potato salad. I don't know why I'm attacking potato salad. I'm not actually a huge, your macaroni. Macaroni and salad, that doesn't sound good. I don't do that. But
I love good macaroni salad. I really do.
Okay. So again, it would be rude to go for a walk while I'm visiting my in-laws. They're all watching TV. It'd be rude to get up and do my yoga workout. It would be rude to go to the gym. It would be rude to bring my own food. When we put ourselves in the back seat and just use that rudeness thing instead of advocating for ourselves, we're just acting like we're a passenger in our summer instead of being in the driver's seat. And I think it takes courage to step outside of family norms and expectations and do what's right for you. But everyone else is doing what's right for them. So why shouldn't we show up in a way where we can honor our goals?
Yeah, absolutely. And, and it can be that like, well, grandma spent so much time making this, it'll make her feel bad if I don't go through with it.
Well, and I went to, I'm just going to say, I was at your family's recently for Easter.
Yes, you were.
And one of your sisters brought her own food to eat at dinner. She's gluten-free, whatever. And I must say, actually, I don't know if I can say this online, that there was a little bit of like, oh, look who brought her own food. But like, what? I didn't say it. I'm not saying who said it. But like, who cares? Like, we all have to eat the exact same thing to feel love or to feel included. And I think going into the lazy genius, which I did not expect to talk about at this particular party that we're at right now, is she talks about like what actually matters about gatherings. What matters about spending time with family? Do you all have to sleep at the same time, drink coffee at the same time, go to the restroom at the same time? Like when we stop and think about what really matters about spending time together, it's creating new memories and sharing old stories and like getting to know each other better. It's not like, and literally my brother is coming to visit next week. And if you're asked like, oh, well, what did you guys do? Oh, my favorite part was where we ate the exact same number of pancakes together. When we were step in step, just eating the exact same amount of food. That was so,
that's a memory I will treasure for the rest of my life.
Right. Like we don't do that, but we assume that that's kind of like going to make or break an event. And it's not about, matching everyone step for step. It's creating those connections. And I'm not going to think less of my sister-in-law because she's gluten intolerant. Like that's, well, it would have been really fun if we all had gluten together. Like that's not, like what kind of a monster are you? So exactly. I am not going to do that. I am saying that right now. Yeah. So instead of using the concern for others loophole, reframe it. Like, look, it's exciting. I'm happy. I'm eating what I want to eat. I'm in a better mood because I'm not just annoyed that I'm trying to like fit into some old mold. If I am not advocating for myself at 50, like when in the world am I going to start living for myself? So bring your own habits, your own workout plan, your own food choices. And I think it will enrich the experience instead of diminish it. So Donald, what is next?
So the next one is the fake self-actualization loophole. And that is, you might be saying to yourself, what the heck is that? Well, I'm about to tell you. That is, you only live once.
YOLO.
Eat the cake. Skip the gym. Life's too short to count calories. I'm just going to, wing it and do what I want. And that might sound good. It might sound appealing, but you might also be shortening your already too short life. You might then be living with type 2 diabetes like this guy.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when you're young, oh, it's so funny and whatever. And then like type 2 diabetes does not like go by the YOLO way of life.
Yeah, exactly. And you can, you only live yourself once into some serious health problems and some serious self-esteem issues, and, it goes on and on. So try reframing you only live once to mean I live well every day. Like I want to be able to still do the things that I enjoy well into my old age. And I'm sort of, getting there already. And so realizing that you do only live once, and so it's important to take care of yourself and keep the vehicle that is your body functioning in a way that allows you to still do the things that you really enjoy instead of just giving in to every desire to eat as much as you want, which is another way to look at you only live once.
Well, and I think with the YOLO, I think if we turn it around and gamify it to be like, do you know that I got to enjoy a treat every single night and I still lost 5 pounds this summer?
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it.
Our friend Nicole, friend of the show, friend of friends, friend in real life.
Hello, Nicole.
Hello, Nicole. Like, she really enjoys going to breweries. And so she makes that part of her life. She doesn't cook, so she figures out ways to have calories that meet her goals while still being able to enjoy social situations. And it feels so much better to be able to live in a balance where you get to enjoy the things that you like by planning, pairing, pumping up the volume, having a smaller portion size, but still enjoying your time, than it does just to live this on and off switch life. And when we can feel proud of it, and it feels really good when you go like, yeah, we went to Las Vegas. Like, we went and enjoyed ourselves. We split a treat instead of having the whole thing. And I still lost weight, or I still maintained my weight. That feels so much better than like hiding your true identity and saying like, well, I'm just going to grin and bear it and knuckle down. And then once I lose the weight, I'm going back to my real personality, which is the one that just eats all of the food.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, finding balance is more mature than like living a life where you feel like your habits are a punishment. And diabetes, like, I remember, like, Donald, when you were diagnosed, you were bereft.
Yeah.
Like, you felt like life was over and that no food joy would ever happen again.
Well, and I think part of that came from the fact that I derived most of my joy from eating. And I had to, really work on that mindset and get over it. And, it's still a struggle to this day. But, if I can do it, believe me, you can too.
Exactly. Okay, so the last loophole. This is it. Gretchen Rubin, this is the bottom of the barrel, everybody. We're getting to the end.
No, we're getting to the best stuff, not the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, is the one coin loophole. And as the story goes with the one coin loophole, it is sort of that idea that a penny doesn't make you rich. But once you start collecting enough pennies, it will make you rich. And at some point you go from like, this doesn't count, this doesn't count, this doesn't count, to suddenly you have amassed wealth. But the opposite can also be true. Penny by penny, we can lose our wealth based on just making choices that don't help our goals. So again, when we say skipping this workout, like, it doesn't really count. It sort of goes back to that, like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow thing. When we keep investing in ourselves penny by penny, it adds up over time. And just think about this summer. If you day by day go for a 5-minute walk, do a push-up each day, do a plank each day, add vegetables each day, it is a small investment day by day in your habits. If you say, you know what, I'm going to start walking in the fall when our schedule calms down, when the kids are back at school, after the vacation, when we put it off, we're not exercising that muscle of including healthy habits into our normal lives, whether our routines are consistent or our days are, chaotic. We can still make choices that fit our goals.
Yeah. And it's very much like the old, snowball analogy where, you're starting with a very small, tiny bit of snow, and then you roll it a little more and roll it a little more, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, you have an avalanche. So doing all of these tiny things adds up to big results over time if you keep doing them and keep making small incremental changes as you go.
But like a good avalanche that falls on your enemy, not like a bad one that goes onto a chalet village.
Yeah.
A villager.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like a big foil ball.
Yeah, no, an avalanche for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It falls on the bad people, not the good ones.
Right, only the bad people.
So again, don't think about that perfection, and I think that this is, where that sort of procrastination comes in of, until I can do it every day, I'm not going to join the fitness class because I'm not going to be able to go every single day. I'm not going to start tracking until the fall because I'm going on vacation and I don't want to waste the membership and Weight Watchers if I can't go every time. The more evidence that we put in place of the preponderance, there I said it, preponderance of evidence of our habits over time matters more than sticking to things every single day perfectly. Part of adapting and like really thriving in our weight loss journey ventures has been about making conscious choices each day to make investments that matter instead of focusing on that, that perfection that doesn't really exist. And as we're like, and this kind of goes, again, going back to the school analogy of every time we take a class, and let's say, and like I have failed classes before, if we say, why did I bother? It was a complete waste of time. I didn't learn anything. We can learn from our mistakes.
Absolutely.
And it's never a failed investment when we can reflect on ways we could have improved our habits. Should I have, and this is from last episode, I could have in that math class asked the professor if I could change seats. I could have advocated for my choices instead of being victim and saying that the world was against me. We live in a world where parties happen, where vacations happen, where schedules shift, where our priorities changed. Last night, in this very home, Donald received a text from a good friend asking if we could get together this summer.
Oh, yeah, I know.
How very dare they?
Very rude of them to invite us over to their home.
And I said, why would they do that? We've already seen them. They know all of my jokes.
Why would they possibly want to spend any time with us at all? But here we are.
Here we are. But when we actually recognize that we can live balanced lives where sometimes we make, we have a stretch of time that's quiet and fits our goals perfectly and we're like going along smoothly, and other times where we might have interruptions, we can still make investments in our health goals. The more we can see things as like, well, the whole summer was wasted. I didn't get to do anything because of all of these plans. Like, wouldn't it feel better in September if we go like, oh, wow, you know what? I had some fun. I made some good choices. We strayed a little bit from our priorities, but realistically, we ended up having a good time. I didn't judge anybody for not eating what I ate or, doing exactly what I did. I found my own path and it worked for me and I'm better for it. Our education isn't a punishment. Our habits are not a punishment. They are an investment. And the more we can get away from those loopholes of that all or nothing thinking, the better we are. So again, look back. Think about last summer versus the summer ahead. Think about that this doesn't count loophole. Everything counts. It all adds up. The next is, again, the questionable assumption that like, well, I got to get the value out of this. Like, do you really need to get the value out of this? Like, what value really matters to you?
Yeah.
That concern for others' loophole, that sort of blame game that we play that like we've got to take a backseat to everyone else. That fake self-actualization, YOLO. YOLO usually comes in the voice of like, I'm just going to eat all the things and the me of tomorrow is going to pay for it.
Absolutely.
And then finally, again, that one coin loophole. Can we make a small investment day by day, habit by habit, experience by experience, and really feel proud about everything that we've achieved over the summer? I know, and look, after all of these years, it can be tiring to think about our choices all the time. Like sometimes it's like, man, I wish I could just let go and do whatever I wanted, but we pay a price for every choice that we make. And when we start investing in our identities as people who can still enjoy indulgences while having fiber and protein, well, we can still relax beachside reading a book and still get in activity. When we see that we can find a balance that works for us, that's not prescribed by others, the better our lives will be. And if we can do it, we know you can too.
Yes, indeed. And you're already on the road to success by listening to this podcast. And we appreciate that you have chosen to take some of your time to spend it with us today. We have a lot of other episodes. We're quickly approaching episode 400 pretty soon, a couple months from now. The most recent 300 episodes are available on all of the major podcast platforms. And you can go back all the way to episode number 1 on YouTube or anytime on our website at weonlylookthin.com.
Yep, and if you are at our website, click on that link-a-doodle-doo to join our support group. It's not a link-a-doodle, it's just plain link. It's nothing fancy. A link to join our support group to find out more about Wolt Place. We Only Look Thin Place is our Facebook-based accountability group for women. We are on Facebook. It is a private group, but we also do weekly Zoom meetings. I literally have a Zoom meeting that I am doing in 16 minutes from right now.
Yeah, you sure are.
And I do coaching sessions. I do deep dives on topics brought up by Wolt members, answering questions, and also do deep dive presentations with powerful PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, say that 4 times fast.
Exactly. PowerPoint presentations, interactive one-on-ones. Sometimes, there have been a couple of times only one person shows up. They get a coaching session from me. It is such a supportive group. It's so kind, and everyone is so supportive. I'm super proud of it. We have 2 subscription options, a monthly subscription with a 3-day complimentary trial, and a 3-month subscription with a 7-day complimentary trial, to see if Wolt Place is right for you. And if you have thought like, oh, well, that's weird, like people on the internet, like they're probably catfishing or whatever, it's all just normal people like you and me. Actually, Donald doesn't really participate, but it's so supportive. Our daughter once was like, oh, do you need admins to like block people? I'm like, it's all really lovely, supportive people. There is no blocking to do. So it is a safe, quiet space on the internet where you can feel supported and support others. So check us out.
Yes, please check us out. And you can also check us out on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram at We Only Look Thin. Or you can send us a good old email if you would like. If you have some episode suggestions, if there's topics we haven't talked about in a while, if you'd like us to point you to specific episodes of the show, if you have questions for us, or if you have some ideas on loopholes and how they have, invoking them have hurt or helped you, we would like to hear from you, and you can do all those things at weonlylookthin@gmail.com.
And look, I know it's summer, but I know you have a couple of minutes to head over to Apple Podcast and leave us a rating and a review. You're like, oh, someone else will do it. No, it is you I call upon. I dare you.
That's right.
Go and leave us a rating and a review. We're barreling down on 2 million listens or something.
Almost 2 million downloads. Yeah.
You're telling me that you haven't sent us a rating and a review yet? Come on now. Come on. Get with the program.
And if you have, thank you very much. Yeah.
Do it again.
I don't know you can.
I don't know. Anyway, but please leave us a rating and a review. Come on now. It's very helpful.
Wow.
Hey, Come on. Give us a rating and a review. Not only does it let us know that what we are doing after over 7 years is making a difference in your life, but it also helps others find our podcast. It really does matter. So don't wait for others to make it happen. Don't invoke that loophole. You can make a difference today. Do it. Yes, and thank you.
Well said, darling. And another thing that would really help us out is if you would just tell somebody about the show. If you're getting something out of it and you know somebody who might also get something out of it, if you tell them about it, that really does help the show grow. Or if you are in an internet group that is somehow related to weight loss and fitness, or even if it isn't and it comes up, if you're in a Discord server or a Facebook group or a subreddit and you have a chance to give us a shout out, we would really appreciate it.
So if you're still resentful that I started this episode with a pop quiz, please just remember still that Donald and I are
an inspiration. The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.